Meeting of the Folsom City Council on Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Howell?
Here.
She's here. Kozlowski?
Here.
Morin?
Here.
Aquino?
Here.
And Sheldon is absent.
And if you'd all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have any agenda updates?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Item 9 on your consent calendar has been updated. There's amended copies at the back table, and copies have been provided to your council.
Okay, that brings us to business from the floor. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the council on any item that is not on the agenda. But please understand that because it's not on the agenda, state law prohibits us from deliberating or taking action. I know we have one speaker card. And if anybody else wants to speak during business from the floor, please fill out a blue card and hand it to Officer Salvo up here.
Okay, you have one speaker card from the audience and then 2 comments that were submitted.
Okay.
So we'll go to the audience first, and that will be Nidana Pereira.
Hello, NK, welcome.
Hi, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and for the City Council for having me. My name is Nidana Pereira, and I live on 4483 Streambed Court, Folsom, California. This is with regards to the Folsom Ranch new development blasting occurring in close proximity to the Taylor Morrison community, leading to the community having cracks, damages to our brand new homes, and serious health and safety concerns. We would like to thank Madam Mayor for visiting the neighbors at our cul-de-sac at the end of Streambed Court on the 7th of November 2020 at 10:30 a.m. We provided the mayor a list of concerns and questions that I believe will be shared with the town council. The neighbors raised concern with respect to the upcoming rock blasting by the oak tree very close to many homes in the upcoming 2 weeks. We're thankful for the mayor's actions to temporarily halt the blasting at that site until the concerns are heard. Taylor Morrison has clearly stated that they will not cover any structural damage caused to our homes due to the blasting activity. The residents have concerns for the health and safety of the community due to these blastings. Vibratech is the company hired by the developer to perform an inspection before the blasting activity begins. The residents are concerned that the company is working in the best interest of the developer and not the residents. Blasting will have lasting repercussions that will only be visible years later. That's our concern. The residents will be caught in legal battles between Taylor Morrison, the city, and the developers for years after investing more than $500,000 on a brand new home. Many of the neighbors have already built patios and swimming pools that could incur potential damage. Already there are so many blastings going around in our neighborhood, and we feel the tremors and the shakes during the day. The blasting occurring this close to the homes should have been planned much before the homes were built. The blasting is occurring by the base of a protected oak tree that can incur damage as well. And we also want to ask the city of Folsom what kind of standards you have for the rock blasting near the existing homes. What are the safety mitigation measures to ensure that the existing homes just recently built, inspected and finalized by the city of Folsom are not damaged? So these are the concerns that we have. Thank you for the opportunity to present these community concerns to the town council. We look forward to working with the mayor and the city of Folsom staff on these safety concerns and provide a solution to protect our investment, environment, and our community as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, NK. We'll talk with you and your neighbors on Thursday via Zoom, okay?
Sure.
Thank you for coming.
Can I just make a comment, because this has come up before. Actually, it was kind of close to my house and Andy's house. When the water tunnel was being built under Natoma Street at Randall, like coming across from the prison. What happened in that instance is that the the company that was doing the blasting work or the contractor that was overseeing, because I think that was actually a subcontractor, they were required to go in and do inspections of all of the neighboring homes,
Yes.
predominantly at Randall and parts of Willow Creek, prior to and after the blasting. Because if something happens, it's going to happen right away.
Yep, that's part of it, but
Okay.
this is not on the agenda, so we can't get into it. Yeah, thank you,
I
NK.
just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
you guys were aware of
Yeah,
it.
that's part of it. Thank you. Okay, Krista.
You have two comments submitted by email. The first is from Tom Ireland, and Tom writes, I have read the Black and Beach Water Quality Evaluation Report as well as the EPA document listed as reference 3 in the report, Optimal Corrosion Control Treatment Evaluation Technical Recommendations, along with the accompanying OCCT evaluation template for systems serving 50,000 or less. After checking both documents for consistency, I have several concerns that I would like to see the City of Folsom address. 1, in the Water Quality Evaluation Report, Black and Beach recommends that the pH should be maintained at 8.5 while adding orthophosphate in order to control pinhole leaks. Yet the OCCT evaluation template Exhibit G.5 raises a red flag if the pH range is outside the range of 7.2 to 7.8. Outside of that range, orthophosphate corrosion control properties are severely compromised. Note that footnote 2 for flowchart 1C in the Optimal Corrosion Control Treatment Evaluation Technical Recommendations states that orthophosphate effectiveness is lowest in the range of 8.0 to 8.5. 2, according to Optimal Corrosion Control Treatment Evaluation Technical Recommendations, section 2.3.9, if, as with the case with Folsom's distributed water at the endpoint, aluminum is present, orthophosphate can cause aluminum phosphate to precipitate out and clog the pipes, both copper and PEX. Why did the Black and Beach Water Quality Evaluation Report not take this into consideration? 3, an inspection of Figure 3 of the Water Quality Evaluation Report shows that the pH at the entry point varies between 7.0 and 10.0, thus resulting in a pH range of 3.0. Yet the OCCT evaluation template Exhibit G.4 warns that if the pH range at the entry point is 0.4 or greater, then pH control may be too wide for effective control, as Folsom Water District customers are painfully aware of these days. So why did Folsom continue to stick with using pH control in light of this excessive pH range for so many years when more suitable alternatives such as orthophosphate were available? 4, according to the Optimal Corrosion Control Treatment Evaluation Technical Recommendations document, there are several approved chemicals available to control pH as listed in Exhibit 3.1. So why did Folsom select hydrated lime when Exhibit 3.1 warns that with hydrated lime, pH control is difficult when applied to poorly buffered water, such as what we have with Folsom Lake water? 5, the Black and Beach Water Quality Evaluation fails to address many aspects discovered during the pinhole leak investigation. A, blue nodules, what are they made of? Where did they come from? Although other communities across the U.S. have had issues with pinhole leaks, none of them have reported having these blue nodules that are endemic to the pipes that are experiencing failures in Folsom. B, unexplained rise in pH due to the water distribution system. The ability of the water distribution system to raise the pH by as much as 0.5 just by itself is quite remarkable. Black and Beach speculates that perhaps some of the lime is getting distributed, yet the root cause of this phenomenon needs to be determined since it negatively affects pH control. I'm almost done. C, significant quantity of aluminum presents at the endpoints. Where is it coming from? Note that the Optimal Corrosion Control Treatment Evaluation Technical Recommendations 3.2.4, under possible limitations of phosphate-based corrosion inhibitors, states that aluminum can occur in the distribution system as an impurity introduced with lime or when a system uses alum for coagulation, such as Folsom's. D, water pump failure. What was the cause of the water pump failure that happened earlier this year? Could it have been inadvertently spewing lime or alum into the water distribution system? Last, number 6, for years, our neighboring water districts, including San Juan, El Dorado Hills, and Roseville, have all successfully utilized Folsom Lake water to serve their customers at reasonable cost. Considering the expense of repiping and plaster repair experienced by hundreds of customers, the cost of water to customers served by the Folsom Water District is easily the highest in the nation. So just what is the advantage of maintaining an independent water district? There is no financial or political advantage to continue to do so. It only serves to pit the Folsom City Council against the citizens they wish to serve. Wouldn't it be best to allow one of the successful neighboring water districts to handle our needs? That's from Tom Ireland.
Okay, and you'll pass that to Mr. Yasutaki so he can respond to Mr. Ireland?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, Mr. Yasutaki will call Mr. Ireland.
Okay, great, thank you.
And one more comment submitted by email. This is from Eric Johnson. He writes, "To whom it may concern, Governor Newsom's flawed metrics will put Folsom restaurants back into the only outdoor dining restriction again starting this Saturday. While the restaurant industry has complied with COVID-19 safety measures and we have heard of no reported transmissions from indoor dining, the governor has wrongly penalized an industry already suffering yet again. Folsom leadership needs to stand up against its city wrongly being included in Sacramento County numbers. Folsom city officials need to demand a variance to set its own COVID standards using the zip code and not the county association. Folsom small business and restaurants have been left out to dry while neighboring Placer and El Dorado counties enjoy the freedom to operate. We have to have at least 25% indoor occupancy as we enter the cold and rainy season. Our businesses depend on it, and we won't survive this backward movement if you don't take a stand for our community. Folsom businesses deserve the same standards as Placer and El Dorado, and we need our leadership to stand up and fight for our livelihood and the thousands of our employees that will lose their jobs if we allow this shutdown." And signed, Eric Johnson, Folsom restaurant owner.
Okay, and if you'll share that contact information with me, I will take care of that one personally.
Will do.
Okay, if you'd call the first item, please, Krista.
Okay, our first item this evening is scheduled presentation item number 1, proclamation of the City of Folsom proclaiming November 16 to 20, 2020 as Love Our Schools Week.
Hello. Are you Ryan?
Yes.
Hi, Sarah. Hi. Okay, is this on? There we go. Okay, well, last month, Ryan Reed from Lakeside Church contacted the city manager about their Activate Hope in Education campaign to bring encouragement to educators and school employees. And so in partnership with Lakeside Church and our friends and my former colleagues in the Folsom Cordova Unified School District, I am pleased to proclaim November 16th through 20th as Folsom Love Our Schools Week. Whereas the education of our youth is imperative to our neighborhoods, our city, our state, and our nation, and Folsom schools are consistently recognized as among the highest achieving in the region. And whereas schools are a key pillar in our local community and economy, and quality schools is a primary reason why residents choose to call Folsom home. And whereas Folsom educators and education staff have one of the most important jobs in Folsom, and they provide students with the education and support they need to thrive. And whereas educators and school employees play a vital role in the lives of their students and lay the foundation for lifelong success, and educators and school employees nurture, inspire, educate, and encourage our youth and mold future citizens through guidance and education. And whereas this year we faced unprecedented times in our community and in our schools, and educators and school staff have demonstrated tremendous dedication to educating our youth during this challenging time. And whereas schools throughout our community had to abruptly adapt and transition from traditional classroom teaching to remote learning, setting up new lesson plans, utilizing new technology, and finding new ways to check on the well-being of students while juggling the effects of COVID-19 in their own personal lives. And whereas teachers and staff are not just teaching classroom lessons, they are teachers of technology and the digital communication systems they were thrust into using. They are also providing emotional support to the students and families they serve. Now, therefore, I, Sarah Aquino, Mayor of the City of Folsom, on behalf of the Folsom City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of November 16 through 20, 2020 as Folsom Love Our Schools Week in recognition and appreciation of the outstanding work and dedication of all Folsom educators and school staff. Proclaim this 10th day of November 2020. That is a mouthful. Who wants to say something? Sarah?
I need a socially distanced photo.
哦 Okay.
我们要 take a picture. 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 Thank you, Mayor Aquino, City Council members, City Manager Anderson, our partners at Lakeside Church. On behalf of Folsom Cordova Unified School District, as superintendent, I can tell you there are many firsts this year. For those of us that have been parents or grandparents or teachers or principals or school workers, we've never experienced anything like we've experienced in the last 8.5 months. And we couldn't do what we do without the partnership and collaboration of our community leaders, partnership of our faith-based communities. We appreciate the support of our local law enforcement. I mean, we do this together as a team. And tonight, this is a symbol of that partnership to appreciate and love on our 2,400 employees in Folsom, Cordova. And we are very grateful and thankful for this symbol of this partnership and support and appreciation, another first for Folsom. So with that, deepest gratitude goes out to all of you. Thank you for the support of our employees. Thank you to our faith-based community and all that came out tonight. Our teachers, our classified, our leaders at our schools, they are stepping up and doing things like they've never done before. And they're doing it because they love our children and support our children and want the best for them. And we all do. So thank you once again. I give you a hug, but
Ryan or Pastor Brad, this was your idea, so let's get somebody from Lakeside up.
Okay. We just want to say thank you to the city. A couple months ago, we, as a staff at Lakeside, felt like there was something that was needed in our community, and we wanted to respond, and we felt like it was activating hope and generating enthusiasm and encouragement. And we identified several areas we wanted to do that. One was education. And when I reached out to Elaine at the city, I was not expecting to get the response that I got back as far as the buy-in from the city. I was really just looking for approval to post some signs. And so to get the response and just to really demonstrate Folsom's love for our teachers, this is a beautiful symbol and gesture, and we are just so excited to support our school workers and all that they do. So thank you for recognizing that. Thank you guys for allowing us to be here and for all the hard work you're doing. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and it's a little disconcerting when we find out we're going back to the purple tier today. So we need to activate hope for the next few months. So thank you to Lakeside Church for doing that. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Your next item this evening is item number 2, proclamation of the mayor of the city of Folsom proclaiming November 28th as Small Business Saturday in the city of Folsom.
And I'm letting Councilmember Andy Moran do this for one of his last acts on the city council. Is Terry Carroll here to accept? Oh, Shana DeMariano, come on up.
Thank you, Mayor. Stand far apart here. Well, thank you, Shana. So this is a proclamation kind of recognizing the dire importance of small businesses, which is always understood, but more poignant now than ever. Just with the dramatic effect that the COVID has had on small businesses, just not only locally, but throughout the world. So this is a well put together proclamation. I'll go through all the whereases, and we'll start to get an idea of just how vital the small business network is to the prosperity of everyone here. So this is a proclamation of the mayor of the city of Folsom proclaiming November 28, 2020 as Small Business Saturday in the city of Folsom. Whereas the city of Folsom celebrates its local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. According to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 30.7 million small businesses in the United States. They represent 99.7% of all firms with paid employees in the United States and are responsible for 64.9% of net new jobs created from 2000 to 2018. And whereas small businesses employ 47.3% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, 62% of U.S. small businesses reported that they need to see consumer spending return to pre-COVID levels by the end of 2020 in order to stay in business. 65% of U.S. small business owners said it would be most helpful to their businesses to have their regulars return and start making purchases again. And 3/4 of U.S. consumers are currently looking for ways to shop small and support their community. Whereas 94% of consumers in the United States value the contributions of small businesses make in their community. Whereas 96% of consumers who plan to shop on Small Business Saturday said the day inspires them to go to small, independently owned retailers or restaurants that they have not been before and would not have otherwise tried. Whereas 95% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday reported the day makes them want to shop or eat at small, independently owned businesses all year long, not just during the holiday season. Whereas the city of Folsom supports its local businesses, and whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Andy Moran, on behalf of Mayor Sarah Aquino, the City of Folsom, and the entire Folsom City Council, hereby proclaim November 28th, 2020 as Small Business Saturday and urge residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the entire year. Proclaim this 10th day of November 2020. So let's give a hand to all the small businesses out there and cheer them on. And a few words here. There you go. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Nobody needs that. Well, I'm extremely proud to be here to accept this because I own a small business in Folsom, and there's no doubt about it that without the support of trusting and loyal residents, I wouldn't be open today after we had closed for 11 weeks this year. So I know that I can speak for all of us in saying it's extremely important that Small Business Saturday launches a great holiday shopping season in Folsom, and that you keep your business and our tax dollars local as much as you possibly can. And I'm really proud to be standing here also on behalf of our Chamber of Commerce, who has been just a complete champion of business in Folsom since 1946 for a long time, and we need them now more than ever to be standing up for our businesses. So I'm extremely happy that the Chamber and the city have come together to launch a campaign. So go to WeSupportFolsom.com and pledge to spend your money this holiday season throughout Folsom and eat and shop and go be patrons of all these businesses. And this is just a great day and uplifting way to kick off the holiday season here. So thank you so much, everyone.
Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. DiMariano, for coming out. Okay, next.
Dana, please ask your staff to call me so I can get my teeth cleaned locally.
Next item, please.
Your next item is scheduled presentation item number 3. This is the Veterans Day event celebration introduction.
That's not supposed to start.
Good evening, Lorraine.
Good evening. Hold on here. I want to not start this. I'm not sure why it is starting. Hold on here. I can't even find the mouse. Hold on here. Okay. There we go. My apologies. All right, good evening. Mayor Aquino, members of the council, Lorraine Paggioni, Parks and Rec Director. So this year is different. The past 9 months have brought change for all of us, from severe impacts to businesses and families to operational changes at the city level. We've adapted, we've reimagined, we've reinvented much of what and how we do it. These times are particularly challenging for an organization like the City of Folsom, who specializes in high-touch, hands-on, and community-centered impact to our community. As you know, tomorrow is Veterans Day, a day that generally brings our entire community together with thousands of spectators and hundreds of participants to honor our country's veterans. Unfortunately, we can't all be together tomorrow. As planning for our Veterans Day Parade began this year, it became apparent to us that things may have to be adjusted. Discussions on the committee led to some great ideas. In place of the parade, we are celebrating our nation's veterans with a short video that has been carefully compiled to showcase the proud parade moments of over 20 years, along with heartfelt interviews of several of our local veterans. Of special note this year is a unanimous decision by the committee to select Ernie Sheldon as this year's Grand Marshal. One would think that after 20 years of having this parade, of which Ernie has been integral in, that he would have been at the helm as the Grand Marshal at least once or twice. While fully deserving of this, Ernie never wanted to be Grand Marshal, and in fact, he always preferred it to be someone else. Hoping that Ernie is listening now, we wanted to show him our appreciation for his sacrifice on so many levels, not only his military service of over 33 years, but to us and his community. This year, we produced 3 different videos and photo collages to say thank you to not only Ernie, but to all of our veterans. We prepared a special video to Ernie that I'll show you here in a minute. This special Veterans Celebration video beginning tomorrow at 9 a.m., and a special production of the important flag ceremony that takes place every year after the parade, and sometimes people don't even know it's going on, which will be uploaded shortly after the 9 a.m. video tomorrow. Before I close and show you the tribute video, I'd like to thank you, Madam Mayor, and the City Council for your support and patience as we navigate these crazy times. I'd also like to thank my awesome social media team that abounds with more creativity than I've ever mustered myself. Thank you, Frankie, Ace, and Sarah, for your help on these projects. I'd also like to extend a warm thank you to Ted Ocampo for leading the committee through this reinvented process to provide new meaning to what great things we can do with open minds. I'd also like to thank Ernie Jr. for collaborating with us, sometimes secretly, to collect information, artifacts, and important pieces of his dad's incredible contributions and sacrifices. And lastly, we would all like to thank you. We would all like to thank the one and only Ernie Sheldon for not only making parks better in the city of Folsom, but for making all of our lives better in the city of Folsom. Please tune in to the Veterans Day celebration tomorrow beginning at 9, just as our normal parade would have started at 9. You will see that on various platforms. We have it on social media, and it'll also be shared on our website. And with that, I will show you the small tribute video we have prepared for Ernie.
Well, my dad spent 33 years in the United States Air Force. He had one tour to Korea as he started his journey in the Air Force. He had one tour to Thailand, Vietnam in 1968. But during the first 18 years of my life, he was away from our house a total of 7 years for his tours, schools, and special assignments. My dad received the Bronze Star for his service in Thailand, 1968. He also received one of the first meritorious service medals, 6 clusters. He also received the Air Force Commendation Medal with 3 clusters. He spent 20 years with the Folsom Parks after becoming Park Commissioner. He spent a year and a half with the Folsom Library and also a year and a half with the Folsom Planning Commission. He finished out his service with the city, 12 years, as a city council member.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for the beautiful video. And also special thanks to our Folsom police officers, the motor unit for doing the drive-by by Vice Mayor Sheldon's house. I know he got to watch that on TV and was really touched by that, so thank you all. Okay, next item, please.
Your next item this evening is the consent calendar, and we would just remind the council that item number 9 is presented as amended.
I'll
Okay.
move consent.
Were there any questions or anything that anybody wants to pull?
Second?
Excuse me. Should we pull number 9 simply to publicize what it is?
I think that would be appropriate. You want to move everything but number 9, Carrie?
Sure.
And Andy had a
And I
second?
will modify the second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Howell,
Yes.
Kozlowski,
Yes.
Morin,
Yes.
and Aquino.
Yes.
So just for the record, item number 9 is resolution number 10554, a resolution authorizing payment from the Water Operating Fund for permit and inspection fees associated with pinhole leak repairs.
All right, Mayor Kino, members of the council, Marcus Yasutaki, Environmental Water Resources Director. This is a follow-up item from a question that arose at our last city council meeting in regards to would the city consider potentially waiving fees for permit and inspection fees related to pinhole leaks. And so what we've done is presented an item tonight which for the fees to be waived, the Water Operating Fund would then cover what I guess Community Development Department would not be receiving in terms of permit fees from either a homeowner or a plumber, whoever's in paying for the permit fees. So the item associated tonight is to cover what we calculated as if there were 1,500 permits pooled at about an average of $240 from existing permits that were pulled, and those are identified in the staff report on the different valuations, and that's how the permit fees are calculated, is based on the valuation of work. And so we took an average of that, which equates to about the $353,000 that are identified if 1,500 permits were pulled. And so what we presented tonight is an item that gets to that maximum of $353,000 if the city did get 1,500 permits valued at about $240 a piece. And so we just identified that as the number now, and if that needs to be revisited, we can always come back and revisit that notion, but that's the item before you tonight.
Okay, and Marcus, if somebody already paid an inspection fee, are they going to have to formally request a reimbursement, or will that be automatic?
One thing we are going to do, and we've received a lot of help from building and community development, is they are going to run a report for environmental water resources, and from that report we will have hopefully homeowner addresses or contact information in which we can send a letter stating that this item has been, if it's approved tonight, that this item has been approved, and if they have the documentation, say a receipt from well, I guess they wouldn't need the documentation because community development's giving that information to us, but basically how can we get the permit fee reimbursed back to that homeowner? Or if it was the plumber, the case of the plumber, getting that to...
Oh, in some cases, the plumber pays the permit fee?
They would have, but ultimately they probably charge the homeowner, so ultimately it's likely that the homeowner would get the valuated permit fee back directly to them.
Okay.
Right, and I think it's important that you make sure that those are identifiable, because the contractor, because in most cases, the contractor is going to pull the permit, and the question is going to be, what did they identify it as, the work that they were doing?
Correct.
Because they may not have said what, it might not be clear in the application.
Yep, and so I believe our building department has a pretty clear indication on which permits are pulled, directly for maybe repiping or piping associated with pinhole leaks.
Okay, so
And I
you're
agree
going to,
and it should go back directly to the homeowner, because if you try to send those back to the contractors, they may or may not pass that information along.
Yep,
And Lord only knows how much they marked it up.
correct.
so you're going to proactively reach out to the residents who have already paid it, but going forward, folks will not be charged.
That is correct, and so
Okay.
basically it'll be a transaction over the counter in writing, but the line item will be zero on the fee side, and then internally between finance, community development, the money or the monetary transaction will occur
Right.
internally.
Okay. Any other questions for Marcus or comments?
I just wanted to say that I'm grateful for the staff for working this out because it certainly is not going to resolve everybody's financial outlays, but it's a step in the right direction. So thank you.
I'll move the item.
Second.
Okay, please call the roll.
Councilmember Howell?
Yes.
Kozlowski?
Yes.
Morin?
Yes.
And Aquino.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And that takes us to city manager reports.
All right, good evening, everyone. Grand Marshal Sheldon, it was wonderful to see you this morning, and our thoughts and prayers are with you always. Due to increasing COVID-19 case rates, the state of California announced today that 11 counties moved back to more restrictive tiers in the state's coronavirus reopening system, including Sacramento County. Sacramento County has moved back to the purple tier 1, which is the most restrictive tier. What that means in terms of city operations is that indoor amenities at the Andy Morin Sports Complex will be closed. Outdoor sports conditioning will be allowed. The gallery at 48 Natoma will also be closed. Private tours will be unavailable until further notice. The Folsom Senior Center remains closed. The zoo sanctuary continues to be open. The library, the aquatic center, parks, trails, holiday camps, after-school programs, and kindergarten readiness classes continue. The city of Folsom is offering free hand sanitizer to Folsom residents from 4 to 5:30 p.m. this Friday, November 13th. The drive-through event will be held at 405 Natoma Station Drive in the parking lot of the Ernie Sheldon Youth Sports Park. The 16.9-ounce bottles of hand sanitizer were allocated to us by the state. Residents can pick up the hand sanitizer without leaving their car, and a limit of 2 bottles is allowed per car. Help families in need right here in our community this holiday season. The Citizens Assisting Public Safety CAPS, in partnership with the Folsom Police and Fire Departments, are collecting items through December 4th for the annual holiday toy drive. The toys and gifts collected are delivered to Folsom families in need by police and fire personnel in the days before the holidays. And there are 2 ways you can help. You can make a wish come true by selecting a wish to fill from the virtual Christmas tree at www.folsomtoydrive.com to fill the specific wish of a child. Choose to receive an Amazon wish list or shop for them locally, and I would emphasize that second approach, please. Or you can also bring a gift of your choosing for a child, teen, or adult, new unopened and unwrapped toys, as well as new clothing or gift cards, and you can drop them off at the Folsom Fire Department Station 35, located at 535 Glen Drive, or other designated toy drop-off locations. Find out more at folsomtoydrive.com. And finally, Sutter Street weekend closures have been extended through the holiday season, at least through January 3rd. And these closures allow restaurants and merchants in the historic district to expand and welcome more diners and shoppers outdoors in historic Folsom. The road closures will be from 2 p.m. Friday through 7 a.m. Monday. So please come enjoy a special outdoor experience and shop local all at the same time. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Carrie?
I just, again, I'm still seeing the ridiculous number of people that are running red lights and not stopping for stop signs and speeding. I'm not sure what COVID has done to people's driving skills, but apparently it's had a really negative effect on them. I think at the last council meeting, we talked about the forward movement and the contract award for the connector. That work is going to continue to move forward, and I'm thrilled that the Southeast Connector portion that is within the city of Folsom is going to be the first completed through the entire project. So that's good news for us. And again, I can't wait to be there when I think we need to have like a ribbon cutting when that signal light goes up at East Bedwell and White Rock. So RT, things are going well. Regional Sanitation District Board, that's all going well. All good. We will not be meeting again until after Thanksgiving. I'm so going to miss you, Andy, when the new council is sworn in. And I think we're all missing Ernie and hoping that he is comfortable at home.
Okay, thank you. Andy?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Let's see, just a couple of quick things here. First of all, since tomorrow is Veterans Day, as we've heard, my thanks to all veterans out there. Sincere appreciation. It is really going to seem strange not having that parade in town. There's so many years that being a direct participant in that, and at times just watching the folks go by. But again, my sincere appreciation to all veterans out there, their service. But especially this one, our Grand Marshal Ernie Sheldon, certainly his service to his country. But also his community, as was outlined there. And I look forward to seeing some of the video that was put together. So thanks for that, Lorraine. And then, lastly, I want to thank my colleagues up here for the opportunity to serve these past few months, filling in this interim role here. It truly is an honor. And thanks, Mayor, for the opportunity to present that proclamation. I don't know if Krista is making the print smaller, or my eyes are getting a little older. But it was a struggle. I had to squint my eyes there. But thank you, Mayor, for that. And then
Andy, that's why God made those cheaters that you can get at the dollar store.
Oh, I haven't succumbed to that, but I'm close. So, and then lastly, congratulations to Rosario and YK, our new council members. I am committed to being here on December 7th and observe the swearing in. And for those of you who know me, I just want to share that our three folks, Carrie, Sarah, and Mike, and with these. The two new folks that were just recently elected, whom I know, we really do have a competent, classy city council, and look forward to being a resident and benefiting from your leadership. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy. Mike.
Well, I can't say it a lot better than that, but I'd like to also, thank Ernie for his service throughout his career. It's been a remarkable model for all of us to try and emulate. Thank you, Andy, for also being the consummate professional city council person and really giving us another great model to base our service on. And possibly jumping a topic that Sarah may want to second, but it is worthwhile to understand that the reason that we consistently ask people to shop local is because of some arcane ways that sales tax revenue are distributed within the county. It is more valuable for you to take a little bit of time, go to one of the stores in Folsom and buy your purchase. It's way more valuable in revenue to the city and to the way that we pay for fire and police and all of our public safety and parks if you take that little extra step rather than simply buying everything on Amazon. God love Amazon, it's amazing, but if you can take some time out of your schedule and make a shopping trip to a store in Folsom, it is greatly beneficial to all of our lifestyles here. So with that, I will cede my time. Thank you.
And the Chamber of Commerce in the city will be promoting a video next week that kind of explains all of that. So good reminder. Thank you. And I want to echo everyone's comments. Thank you, Andy. You've always been a calm voice of reason on the council, and we were happy to have you back here for a few months. This has been a trying year, and we're happy to have a veteran up here with us. And speaking of veterans, thank you to all of our veterans, especially to our favorite Vice Mayor, Ernie Sheldon, for all that he's done. I also want to congratulate YK Chalamcharla and Rosario Rodriguez for their victories, but also thank you to all of the candidates who run. It takes a lot of courage to put your neck out there and run for elected office, and we thank all of you for stepping up to do that. And just a little bit of housekeeping, I would say that Andy and I participated in a very short 2x2 this week with the Folsom Cordova Unified School District. Really the only thing that I can remember on the agenda was talked a little bit about access between Mangini Ranch Elementary and the park site that's going to be next door eventually. So other than that, I think we will adjourn at 7:16.